All right, I talked a little bit about the specificity of recommendations. Has anybody seen that, the news report, I think it was on March 24th, saying that women are not getting enough exercise. In fact, we need to have women get 60 minutes every day of moderate to vigorous physical activity to have that health benefit. And my question to that person on the news saying that is, where have you been in the past 30 years? To say that women aren't getting enough exercise. I mean, everybody already knows that we're not getting enough exercise, and in fact, that's the foundation for our recommendations. How much should we suggest to this population of individuals for physical activity? Because I'm confused. I hear 60 minutes, I've heard 30 minutes, I've heard 15 minutes. I've heard that you can do 5 minutes here and there and it all adds up. But I've heard so many different things that I'm confused. And I'm almost going to become an exercise skeptic because this industry is so enigmatic. You've heard that word twice today. That's leading up to something. But I'm confused. I don't know exactly how much I should do. Anything is better than nothing, and I would like to start with that. But that's also why I like to suggest, let's look at the factor of overweightedness, because how much physical activity you apply in your lifetime to achieve a sound body weight is dependent upon how much fuel you provide to your body, right? How much you eat. So when we make these recommendations and we get caught up in the absolute value, 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise, we don't always factor in some of these other contingencies like energy supply. And we don't really put somebody on that right track to yielding a sound body weight because we're not covering all of the principles. So I like to have a much more qualitative aspect. Today's March 31st, it's a Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday, April 1st, right? More activity tomorrow than you did today. Friday, April 2nd, more activity than you did Thursday, April 1st. Next week, April 5th or 6th, more physical activity than you did the last week in March. If you can travel upon that paradigm of more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you listen to what Megan tells you about what you should be eating and how you should incorporate 4 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables a day and get more fiber in your diet and less calories and less fatty foods, you're traveling on that journey and on that route to a leaner, less overweight body. And if you can do that, then you get all and every health benefit that exercise reports. And I think that's important to just look at that subjectivity and that kind of looseness that we need as free Americans to say, I choose how I apply this into my life. Not, it's Monday at 9 o'clock, I've got to get 60 minutes and the clock is ticking. That freedom, that luxury, I think empowers individuals to say, well, I can do this and this is how it's going to happen. That's a very important characteristic because, you know, we're strong-minded individuals, us Americans. We don't like to be told, you need to get your 60 minutes every day or else. I mean, we've tried that, again, in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I've tried it ad infinitum with very low success. I find that if we empower the individual with choices to say, you find your flavor of physical activity, just find it. You find those foods in your diet that are healthy and wholesome and lower calorie, but just find them. Then we empower the individual to find their way to say, I'm responsible for this and I can do it. And I think that is very important, okay? Interestingly, with the specificity of recommendations, okay, the American Cancer Society has a great publication out there recommending volume and intensity of physical activity. And incidentally, these are very consistent with the recommendations from the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association, and the Department of Health and Human Services. And that's not a coincidence, because this improvement in health really influences what we call all-cause morbidity, all causes of diseases, and all-cause mortality, all causes of death. So we don't have to get ultra-specific with our recommendations and saying exactly how much. I wish I knew this about 10 years ago because I went to grad school for exercise physiology, and if I knew this, that I didn't really need to know all the answers, all the X's and O's, then I probably should have went to grad school for behavioral psychology, because that's the thing that my success and your success and your success is contingent upon, what makes your mind tick? Why don't we do what we know is inherently important for our soul and our body? Why aren't we doing this? Because I know there's not a soul in this room that doesn't know that we should do exercise and eat right and manage your stress and not smoke cigarettes and not tan, right? We all know that. Well, why aren't we doing it? It's something in the brain that makes you tick. And I heard something earlier this morning about synapses, so maybe it's there, but I would have knew that if I went to school for behavioral psychology. All right, so if you must, I have provided some absolute values. For adults, moderate physical activity for 30 plus minutes, 5 days a week. Okay, what an epiphany. I mean, for children and adolescents, even more, 60 plus minutes, 5 days a week. Those are quantitative values for you to use as a framework. My recommendation, let's get moving. Let's not overthink it and just start moving. And I think overthinking it, it's that January 1st thing. Oh, here comes January 1st. That's right, I'm gonna get the new health club membership, a new pair of shoes, some new fitness clothes, and it's gonna be so much easier because it's January 1st. It's this categorical mindset that we put ourselves in that, I think it's a strength in numbers mechanism where everybody's gonna be trying to get in shape and trying to succeed with their New Year's resolutions, and it's gonna be easier. And then we all know what happens in late February and March. Much to my dismay, people stop doing that because they find that they've overestimated their ability to anticipate how much stress and rigor and monotony and repetition they can put themselves through. That's the swan song of American fitness. That's why all those deals at the health club every January, join up, $1 enrollment fee and $10 a month, right? You can sell lots of health club memberships if you know the person's not going to show up. And it's actually an economic model now of overselling spots in the gym.